Hafaday, Lalawas Mamwai. Good afternoon and welcome to today's session. Welcome to your House chamber. To all of you viewing in the gallery, the lobby, on cable, and on the different social media platforms, welcome to today's session. I now call this first day, third regular session to order. Please let us all rise for a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. I now recognize the clerk to please call the roll.
Representative Fada.
Present.
Representative Valdon. Representative Aquino.
Present.
Representative Atal.
Present.
Representative Benavente.
Yeah.
Representative Angelo Komatsu. Representative Diego Komatsu.
Here.
Representative Joel Komatsu.
Gagya.
Representative Joseph Flores.
Present.
Representative Marissa Flores.
Sorry, colleague, present.
Representative Manglonia.
Present.
Representative Ogo. Representative Omar.
Here.
Representative Palacios.
Yeah.
Representative Rangamar.
Present.
Representative Sablan.
Estiga.
Representative Nicolas.
Present.
Mr. Speaker.
Present.
Representative Yangtamay.
Nga.
Representative Yumo.
Present.
Representative Angelo Komatsu. Mr. Speaker, 19 members are present and 1 member is absent.
Thank you, clerk. With 19 present, that's enough for a quorum to proceed with today's session. Let the record reflect that Representative Angelo Camacho is hereby excused for today's session. Before we go to public comments, I'd like to recognize the floor leader for the motion to amend today's agenda. Floor leader.
Thank you, Speaker. And at this time, I move to suspend Rule 3, Section 6, so that the House amends its agenda to include unnumbered bills and resolutions and communications not filed with the House Clerk's Office 72 hours in advance when a notice for session was given and posted. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to amend today's agenda and has been seconded. Any discussions?
Ready.
Ready? Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Fada.
Yes.
Representative Valdon. Representative Aquino.
Yes.
Representative Atal.
Yes.
Representative Benavente.
Good.
Representative Diego Komatsu.
Yes.
Representative Joel Komatsu.
Ungan.
Representative Joseph Flores.
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores.
Yes.
Representative Manglonia.
Yes.
Representative Ogo.
Yes.
Representative Omar.
Ungan.
Representative Palacios.
Good.
Representative Rangamar.
Yes.
Representative Sablan.
Ungan.
Representative Nicolas.
Yes.
Representative Yangtamay.
Aware.
Representative Yumo. Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 19 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all 19 members present voting yes, the motion carries. We now proceed to item number 2, public comments, and the podium's open. Please keep your comments to 5 minutes, and please keep your comments related to today's agenda. Please state your name and the entity you represent. Podium is open.
Good afternoon, Hafaday and Tiro, Honorable Speaker Edmund S. Villagomez, Honorable Vice Speaker Diego Vincent Ferrin, and Honorable Floor Leader Marissa Renee Flores, and Honorable members of the 24th Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature House of Representatives. For record purposes, my name is Jean-Paul B. Regis, Special Assistant for the Administration under the Office of the Governor. On behalf of the Honorable Governor David M. Apateng and the Honorable Lieutenant Governor Dennis James C. Mendiola, I thank you for the opportunity to appear before you on today's scheduled House session. Mr. Speaker and honorable members of the CNMI House of Representatives, I am here to extend the administration's appreciation and express our gratitude to you and to your committee members on judicial and government operations, chaired by the Honorable Representative Mr. Joel C. Castro. Mr. Speaker, this afternoon you'll be entertaining the appointment of Mr. James Yusho Miyahara Mendiola Jr. to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Public Utilities Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District of Tinian. And as always, the administration seeks for your favorable consideration. Your relentless effort and favorable consideration on entertaining our nominee is an essential step forward as the administration finalizes the vacancies for all boards and commissions. Mr. Speaker, and to you, honorable members of the 24th Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature House of Representatives, Governor David M. Apateng and Lieutenant Governor Dennis James C. Mendiola once more extends their sincere appreciation for your generous and favorable consideration on behalf of our nominee, who has accepted an additional responsibility to serving our great Commonwealth. Thank you, Jesus Mosi Zangiliso, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Regis. The podium is still open.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, members of the House and Senators. My name is James Cyrock. I am the chairman of the Commonwealth Public Utility Commission. On behalf of myself as chairman and the other commissioners, that would be Commissioner Kittigwa, who is on ROTA. I have Commissioner Vice Chairman and Commissioner Angelo and Commissioner Camacho here. All of us support this appointment of Mr. Mendiola Jr., and we request that you view his appointment favorably, and we look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cyrock. The podium is still open. Okay, with nothing further, colleagues, because of the time, and the governor has a really busy schedule. With no objection, I'd like to move down to item number 6, messages from the governor. Thank you, thank you. And I recognize the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item 6, messages from the governors, we have Governor's Communication 2469, 2484, 2493 to 24101.
Thank you, clerk. And I'd like to proceed down to Governor's Communication 24-84, which refers to the transmittal of Mr. James Yushio Miyahara Mendiola Jr.'s resume, police clearance statements, financial interest, and drug test result as part of the required documentation for his pending nomination. This also reflected on 24-69, Governor's Communication. They pertain to the nomination of Mr. Mendiola Jr. to serve as a member of the Public Utilities Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District. This matter has been duly noticed pursuant to the Open Government Act and is properly before the House. For the record, the House Committee on JGO has met this morning and discussed the nomination. And at this time, I'd like to recognize the chair of the Committee on JGO, Representative Joel Camacho, for a statement on behalf of the committee regarding this morning's JGO meeting discussing the nominee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Committee on Judiciary and Governmental Operations met earlier today. We conducted a committee meeting and discussed the nomination of Mr. James Ushio Miyahara Mendiola Jr. to serve as a member of the Public Utilities Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District. The committee has reviewed the nominee's qualifications and background and has had the opportunity to deliberate on the nomination. Based on the committee's discussion, I respectfully request the support of the full House in confirming the nominee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Joel Camacho. I now recognize the floor leader for the proper motion. Floor leader.
Thank you, Speaker. And pursuant to 4 CMC Section 8403A, which establishes the Public Utilities Commission and provides that commissioners shall be appointed by the governor with the confirmation of both the Senate and the House of Representatives. and pursuant to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and the official rules of the House of Representatives, I move that this House confirms Mr. James Ushio Miyahara Mendiola, Jr. to serve as a member of the Public Utilities Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District as nominated by the Governor. So move.
Thank you, Floor Leader. A motion has been made by the Floor Leader for the confirmation of Mr. Mendiola, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? If there's no further discussion, the question before the House is the confirmation of Mr. James Ushio Miyahara Mendiola, Jr. to serve as a member of the Public Utilities Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District. A recorded vote is required. And with that, I'd like to recognize the clerk to please call the roll.
Representative Vada?
Yes.
Representative Aldan? Representative Aquino?
Resounding yes.
Representative Atao?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
I'm good.
Representative Diego Camacho?
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho?
Hungan.
Representative Joseph Flores?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglotnya?
Yes.
Representative Vogel?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Palacios?
I'm good.
Representative Rangamar?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Hungan.
Representative San Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yangtamay?
Howard.
Representative Yumo? Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 19 members present voted yes.
Thank you, Clerk. With all 19 members present voting yes, the House does hereby confirm Mr. James Ushio Miyahara Mendiola, Jr. to serve as a member of the Public Utilities Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District. Congratulations, sir. We'll take a quick recess for a photo op as requested by our Chairman of Ways and Means. Thank you. Quick recess. Before we went on recess, we just confirmed Mr. James Mendiola Jr. To serve on the Public Utilities Commission representing the 2nd Senatorial District. So we are still under item number 6. Let's just knock it off, and then we'll go back to the beginning of the agenda. So any discussions under messages from the governor? Ready? Okay. Under Governor's Communication 24-97, I know the Ways and Means and the Fiscal Affairs have been meeting to discuss the budget that was recently signed. I'll just refer this communication to the Ways and Means Committee just for reference. And with no further discussion, we'll go ahead and go back to the beginning of the agenda, and we got done with the public comments, so we're down to item number 3, adoption of journals. We have none. We'll proceed to item number 4, introduction of bills, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, formally introducing House Bill number 24-83, requiring disclosure of 501c3 status for government funding, introduced by myself and several others. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, floor leader. House Bill 24-83 will be referred to the Committee on JGO. Next, I recognize Representative B.J. Atta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Formally introducing House Bill number 24-84 to authorize the expenditure of $2,105,563 identified by the governor as a surplus from fiscal year 2025 revenues that shall be appropriated by the legislature to the public school system and to the 25% retirees pension obligation. And if there's no objection, and through the floor leader, respectfully asking the floor leader if we can place this on calendar for action today, Mr. Speaker. No. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Attal. And with that request, I now recognize the floor leader for the proper motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move to suspend Rule 9, Section 8, to place House Bill number 24-84, to authorize the expenditure of $2,105,563 identified by the governor as a surplus from fiscal year 2025 revenues, and that shall be appropriated by the legislature to the public school system and to the 25% retirees pension obligation on today's bill calendar. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to place House Bill 24-84 on calendar for action today, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you. We'll now proceed to the next House bill, and I recognize again Representative B.J. Atta.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Formally introducing House Bill number 24-85 to amend 3 CMC subsection 1205 relating to the Chamorro and Carolinian Language Policy Commission's authority to assess fees for translation services, to establish a revolving fund, and for other purposes. Introduced by myself and several others, and I welcome other members to co-sponsor. And before I give up time, Mr. Speaker, under House Bill 24-84, I welcome all the members if they don't have any problem that we introduce that as a committee of the whole as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Are there any objections to 2484? Okay, with no objections, clerk, please let the record reflect that it's 2484 is hereby introduced by the committee of the whole. Thank you, Representative Atta. I now recognize Representative Daniel Aquino for the next House bill. 24-86.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I want to formally introduce an unnumbered bill to amend the operator license fees as codified under 9 CMC subsection 2202 to establish a 50% discount on all driver's license fees for CNMI government retirees, senior citizens, persons with disabilities, and military veterans with disabilities, and for other purposes, introduced by myself and several others. And I welcome others to also co-sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Aquino. Your House bill is numbered now House Bill number 24-86, and it will be referred to the committees on transportation and infrastructure and ways and means. for 2485, that bill will be referred to the committees on JGO and Ways and Means. Okay? And I'll recognize Representative Vincent O'Don.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I would like to formally introduce House Bill 2487 to require an independent valuation of the Commonwealth Utility Corporation, CUC, restore constitutional and audit oversight, modernize procurement and review procedures, protect ratepayers, and clarify the economic framework for any privatization transaction and for other purposes, introduced by myself and several others.
Thank you, Representative O'Don. House Bill 24-87 will be referred to the committees on Transportation and Infrastructure and JGO. You still have the floor, Representative O'Don.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. I would like to again formally introduce House Bill 2488 to mandate that the Commonwealth Utility Corporation undergo a comprehensive, independent, third-party utility expert audit to require a formal Commonwealth Public Utilities Commission audit review docket and transparent public review to process, to require an enforceable corrective action plan, a ratepayer impact matrix, and a public audit implementation dashboard, to impose strict timeline and narrowly limited extension, to require mandatory decennial audits, to establish compliance reporting and civil penalties for missed deadlines payable to the Sinmay Treasury, and for other purposes, sponsored by myself and several others.
All right, thank you, Representative Vincent O'Don. House Bill 24-88 will be referred to the committees on Transportation and Infrastructure and JGO. Any more unnumbered bills under House bills? Ready? All right, we'll now proceed. Okay, short recess. Before we went on recess, we just finished with the House bill part of our agenda. We're now down to the House local bills, and first in line, I'd like to recognize Representative Malcolm Omar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Introducing House Local Bill 24-38 to appropriate the fund remaining balance of 48,450 and 33 cents under Section 2T4 of Saipan Local Law 20-26, Project Code 7190M, for the maintenance, repairs, and improvements of Commonwealth parks and recreational facilities in Precinct 4 and for other purposes. Introduced by myself and my partner, Rep. Joel Komatsu. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Omar. I now recognize Representative Patrick San Nicolas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is to officially withdraw the House Local Bill House number 2439 for further clarification and discussion to the members of the Ways and Means and the members of the House. So officially withdrawing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative.
24-40.
Also, we'll just take a.
And this is to officially introduce House Local Bill.
Let's take a quick recess. Real quick.
Recess,
Quick
recess.
Before we went on recess, we were under discussion on House Local Bill, or introduction of House Local Bill 2439, and I'd like to recognize the author again, Representative Patrick San Nicolas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is to officially introduce House Local Bill 24-39 to appropriate $54,000 from the revenue collected from poker fees in the second senatorial district and for other purposes. Pre-filed by myself. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative San Nicolas, and you still have the floor.
This is to officially move to withdraw. House Local Bill 24-40 is to appropriate $300,000 of dividends collected by Commonwealth Economic Development (CEDA) from the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation CUC to fund infrastructure projects in the second senatorial district. Waiting for more clarification and discussion with the members of the House and especially the members of Ways and Means. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative San Nicolas. Any other unnumbered House Local Bill? Recognize Representative Aquino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I'd like to formally introduce House Local Bill 24-41 to reappropriate $80,000 allotted under Saipan Local Law 20-26 for projects in Precinct 2 and for other purposes, introduced by myself, our Chairman, John Sablan, and several others. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Aquino. Any other recognized Representative Julie Ogle?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're on the unnumbered local bills, right? Okay. I have several on my package, in my package. So the first one is to officially introduce an unnumbered local bill, and this is to amend the Wedding Cake Mountain Wildlife Conservation Area to authorize the Mayor of Rhoda to plan, construct, and maintain a pedestrian pathway at Wedding Cake Mountain and access to the grotto, and to initiate actions necessary to qualify for federal grants and for other purposes. May I continue? Yes. And so my second House local bill is a local bill for an act for the first senatorial district, and that's to establish a docking and watercraft fee for Derby event participants utilizing the west and east docks on Rhoda, to include vessels, jets, skis, kayaks, and canoes, to exempt bona fide Rhoda residents and educational activities, to provide penalties for violations, and to allocate collected revenues for conservation and community programs. I have one more, Mr. Speaker, may I proceed? Thank you. My last local bill will be a local bill for an act for the first senatorial district, and this is to amend Title 10, Division 1, Chapter 12, the Rhoda Casino Act of 2007 of the Commonwealth Code to 1, establish a clear separation between the investigative and compliance functions of the Rhoda Casino Gaming, or RCGC, and the adjudicatory and / decision-making functions of the commissioners. 2, to establish an investigations and enforcement division under the executive director. 3, to authorize the procurement of qualified independent third-party investigative and professional services for criminal and financial due diligence of casino license applicants and related persons. 4, to establish a casino regulatory fee and dedicated regulatory fund / account to provide stable annual funding for regulatory operations, including enforcement and monitoring. And 5th, which is the last, which is to strengthen conflicts of interest, disclosure, and recusal requirements for commissioners and for other purposes. So, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Ogle. Any other unnumbered?
Pre-filed by myself.
You don't want to withdraw anything? I'm just kidding. Any other unnumbered House local bills? Ready? I'll recognize Representative Ralph Yumo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is to introduce an unnumbered bill to reappropriate $235,000 from fund balances allotted under Saipan Local Law 22-1, specifically under business unit number 4963V, and for other purposes. I believe that's precinct 1 money. So move. Introduced by myself. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Yumo. Any other unnumbered House local bills? Ready? Ready. Any House legislative initiatives? Ready? Ready? All right, we'll move down to item number 5, introduction of resolutions. Any unnumbered House resolution? I recognize Representative Vincent O'Don.
Thank you,
Under
Mr.
House
Speaker.
resolution.
I would like to formally introduce House Resolution 24-24, requesting and directing that the Commonwealth Utility Corporation undergo a comprehensive independent third-party audit by qualified utility expert auditors, including financial, operational, desk, asset, compliance, and related examinations requiring Commonwealth Public Utilities Commission, CPUC, coordination, formal CPUC docketing, and public process for audit review, requiring public reporting, a corrective action plan, a ratepayer impact matrix, a public-facing audit implementation dashboard, and an immediate 90-day control fixed priority list, introduced by myself and several others.
Thank you, Representative O'Don, and if there's no objection from the author, can we introduce this as a committee of the whole?
Yes, sir.
All right. No objections? No objections. Okay, let the record reflect that House Resolution 24-24 is hereby introduced by the Committee of the Whole and will be placed on calendar and will be taken, action will be taken in the next session. Any more under House resolutions? Okay, with nothing further, under House Joint Resolutions, I recognize Representative Vincent O'Don.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, I would like to introduce House Joint Resolution 24-11, directing the Commonwealth Utility Corporation and all relevant Commonwealth government agencies and public corporation to expedite planning, permitting, and deployment of viable renewable energy storage and resiliency project and to coordinate energy security and infrastructure resilience strategies in light of the accelerated phase-out of the federal clean energy incentive under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, introduced by myself and several others.
Thank you. And if with no objection,
Committee as a whole.
yeah, Committee of the Whole.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no objections? All right, thank you, colleagues. And with that, House Joint Resolution 24-11 is now hereby introduced by the Committee of the Whole and will be placed on calendar for action today. Any more under House resolutions? Okay, ready? Ready? All right, we'll skip item number 6 since we took care of that earlier. We'll proceed down to item number 7, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item number 7, Senate Communications, we have Senate Communication 2468, 2469, and 2470.
Thank you, clerk. I now recognize the floor leader to accept Senate Communications. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the House accept Senate Communications 2468, 2469, and 2470, and it be deemed the property of the House for further disposition as appropriate. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to accept Senate Communications, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, colleagues. We'll now proceed down to item number 8, House Communications, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you. Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. We have one item under House Communication. That's House Communication 2479.
Thank you, clerk. Any discussions under House Communications? Okay, ready? Thank you, colleagues. We now move down to item number 9. We have none. Item number 10, communications from departments and agencies. We have none. Item number 11, I recognize the clerk.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Under item 11, miscellaneous communications, we have miscellaneous communications 82 to miscellaneous communications 86, 2486.
Thank you, clerk. Any discussions under miscellaneous communications? Ready? Okay. Under miscellaneous communication 24-82, I'll refer that to the Committee on Natural Resources for reference. And miscellaneous communication 24-86, I'll refer that to the Committees on Cannabis and Ways and Means for their reference. Thank you, colleagues. Item number 12, reports of standing committees, we have none. Item number 13, reports of special and conference committees, we have none. Item number 14, unfinished business, we have none. Item number 15, the resolution calendar, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move for the adoption of House Joint Resolution Number 24-11, a House Joint Resolution directing the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation and all relevant Commonwealth government agencies and public corporations to expedite planning, permitting, and deployment of viable renewable energy, storage, and resilience projects, and to coordinate energy security and infrastructure resilience strategies in light of the accelerated phase-out of federal clean energy incentives under the One Big Beautiful Act bill. One Big Beautiful Act. So move.
Thank you, Floor Leader. A motion has been made for the adoption of House Joint Resolution 24-11, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Vada?
Yes.
Representative Valdan? Representative Aquino?
Yes.
Representative Fato?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Diego Camacho?
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho?
Aware.
Representative Joseph Flores?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglonia?
Yes.
Representative Vogel?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Palacios?
Good.
Representative Rangamar?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Hungan.
Representative San Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yangtamay?
Aware.
Representative Yumo? Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 19 members present voted yes.
Thank you, Clerk. With all 19 members present, voting yes, House Joint Resolution 24-11 is hereby adopted. Thank you, colleagues. That takes care of the resolution calendar. We'll now move down to item number 16, the bill calendar, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before offering the motion for passage on first and final reading, I move to suspend Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to suspend Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor for the motion, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I now move for passage on first and final reading on House Bill Number 24-84 to authorize the expenditure of $2,105,563 identified by the Governor as a surplus from fiscal year 2025 revenues that shall be appropriated by the legislature to the public school system and to the 25% retirees pension obligation. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader for the passage of House Bill Number 24-84, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready. Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Vada?
Yes.
Representative Valdan? Representative Aquino?
Yes.
Representative Fato?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Diego Camacho?
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho?
Hungan.
Representative Joseph Flores?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglonia?
Yes.
Representative Vogel?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Palacios?
Good.
Representative Rangamar?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Hungan.
Representative San Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yangtamay?
Aware.
Representative Yumo? Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 19 members present voted yes.
Thank you, Clerk. With all 19 members present voting yes, House Bill 24-84 hereby passes the House. Thank you, colleagues. And that's all for our bill calendar. We now move down to item number 17, miscellaneous business. The floor is open. Recognize Representative Aldan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I just wanted to make a speech, no, regarding all of this CUC fiasco. Now, so good afternoon, colleagues, community leaders, and fellow citizens of the Commonwealth. I rise before you today not out of fear, but out of urgency, out of responsibility, and most importantly, out of a deep commitment to our island, our families, and our shared future. We stand at a pivotal moment, a crossroad in our energy story, driven not by a natural disaster, but by a looming federal deadline set by the recently enacted 2025 Big Beautiful Budget Act. This legislation ends access to clean energy tax credits and grants unless renewable energy projects are awarded by the deadline date and by breaking ground by December 31st this year. Let me be clear. If we miss this window, the Commonwealth stands to lose tens of millions of dollars in clean energy investment. But worse, we risk condemning future generations to a legacy of fuel surcharges, blackout, diesel dependency, and climate vulnerability. CUC's own report shows that we spent over $60 million on power generation fuel alone in 1 year. That burden falls squarely on our people, on every family, every business, and every school paying their power bill. And for our sister islands of Tinian and Rota, the situation is even more dire, with unreliable shipments, higher transport costs, and frequent outages. That's why I authored House Resolution 24 what is that? 83, or no? 11, yeah. To urge Governor Apatang to issue a proactive resiliency emergency declaration. This declaration is not symbolic. It is a strategic tool, one that empowers our agencies to fast-track permits, reprogram resource, and cut through bureaucratic gridlock that's stalling shovel-ready solar projects for our schools, our ports, water systems, and clinics. This is not just about energy. This is about jobs, about infrastructure, about health clinics that stay powered during typhoons, about students learning in classroom cooled by solar-powered air conditioning, and above all, it's about choice, choosing energy independence over fuel dependency, choosing local jobs over foreign fuel bills, and choosing resiliency over reaction. Our Constitution grants the governor authority to act during other calamities, and I believe this moment qualifies. The economic risk is real. The policy shift is undeniable, and the time to act is now. So I call upon every public servant, every agency, and every community stakeholder to answer this call to action. Let us mobilize every stalled renewable project. Let us align permitting, procurement, and financing without delay. Let us ensure that by midnight, whatever time that it may be, we've broken ground, not promises. We have shovel-ready projects waiting only for leadership. The federal government has opened the door, but it will close quickly if we hesitate. Others will decide our fate for us. But if we act together with unity and urgency, we can make 2026 the year the CINA might claim its energy future. Let's not just react. Let's lead. Let's rise with proactive resiliency. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Aldan. The floor is still open under miscellaneous. Recognize Representative Aldan.
Thank you.
PS.
And this is about that $250 million that needs to be, looked over. So as a chairman of the public, as a chairman of the Transportation and Infrastructure, I want the public to understand a simple principle. Before any division of the Commonwealth Utility Corporation is privatized, the people deserves a fair, independent, and enforceable audit conducted with full transparency and real consequences for non-compliance. CUC is the backbone of our economy and public services. Every family and business depends on reliable, affordable power and water. That is why the public law amendment governing CUC's oversight must be strengthened so decisions are based on verified facts, not incomplete records or closed-door negotiations. Why the amendment must be improved? Privatization can involve public assets, long-term contracts, and ratepayer obligations. Without a strong audit framework first, we risk transferring asset without clear valuation or documented conditions, locking customers into unfair rate structures or hidden cost pass-throughs, losing enforceable service standards, maintenance accountability, and investment commitment, inviting disputes and litigation because the record is incomplete or the process is not credible. Why OPA must conduct the audits? The Office of the Public Auditor provides independent oversights on behalf of the people. An OPA-led audit helps ensure, one, independent from parties that benefit from the transaction, a complete financial picture regarding revenues, expenses, receivables, liabilities, and contract exposures, an operational asset assessment, reliability, maintenance backlog, staffing, inventory, and performance matrix, verify compliance, procurement, internal controls, and legal and regulatory requirements. What the public should expect in a fair audit. A fair audit means the law requires, one, full access to records and mandatory cooperation with enforceable deadlines. Two, public reporting in plain language, not just technical summaries. Three, transaction-level transparency for any asset, debts, contracts, or obligations tied to privatization. Four, ratepayer protection, including clear disclosure of who pays for what after privatization. And five, a public interest test showing improved reliability, affordability, and accountability. This is not about politics. This is about protecting the public and ensuring any restructuring of CUC is lawful, transparent, and in the public's best interest. I support reforms that improve service and reduce costs, but reforms must be grounded in verified facts. Strengthening this in public law amendment is how we keep the public informed, protected, and respected in any privatization decisions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield.
Thank you, Representative Aldan. Are you sure? You yield, okay. Any further under miscellaneous? Recognize Representative Aquino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to thank all the members for signing off on my unnumbered bill, 24-86. This bill is an important bill because it gives more power to the consumers who are less fortunate, than others. And it gives military veterans with disabilities the same opportunity also. So I would just want to thank them. I thank all of you. I want to thank the Senate for passing my other bill that deals with veterans, and I ask them for their continued support for this coming bill and for our chairman. Once this bill hits the ground in the JGO, that this thing takes off running to the Senate. And I want to thank the governor also for signing off, and I'm just lobbying again for this one to pass also. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Aquino. Any further under miscellaneous? Recognize Representative Roman Beneventi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to congratulate everyone for putting this session together and making sure that we, most especially the public school system and retirement. That is very crucial situation if we don't get this thing going. But I'm glad that we all put our 2 cents together and make sure that we get this through. Another thing too, I just like to thank Representative Yomo for mentioning that the bill that he introduced was, House Local Bill, was from Precinct 1 funds, no? And thank you for that. Don't worry, we're united.
Thank you, Representative Beneventi. Any further? Floor Leader?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And, today was, talk about a marathon. And we did cover a lot, and it's unfortunate that certain legislations or bills in the JGO could not pass due to it being actually could not even be discussed due to the fact that it was for introductory purposes. Now, while I would have hoped that we could have at least discussed and added some testimonies to what's really going on out there in the public for survivors and victims, I didn't get that chance. And it would be an injustice, and I know there's so many things going on with our community, CUC rates, poverty, the drastic cut in education, PSS. I mean, there's just so many things, the rise in crime. And every time, like I said earlier, if the plane doesn't land, it's the legislature's fault. If something happens and it always boils down to the legislature, and we're doing everything we can. But outside of that, I received a email in regard to House Bill 2452, and I need to read this because I think we all have a responsibility to help craft this legislation. And it reads, if you could allow me your indulgence. Dear Honorable Flores, first of all, Happy New Year. I'm pleased to submit my utmost support on House Bill 24-52, an act to strengthen current domestic and family violence laws to ensure the protections of women, men, and children, and to recognize and penalize digital and electronic harassments as acts of domestic and family violence and for other purposes. As a victim of domestic violence, it is unfortunate that based on statistics, according to CNMI DPS, 364 domestic-related incidences occurred between October 1st, 2024 to September 30, 2025. In 2025, I was one of those victims and now part of the statistics. We are all aware that there are also unreported incidences as well. As legislators, it is your responsibility that laws are passed to protect each individual and families and to live in a nonviolent environment. We cannot prevent 100% a violence-free community. However, we can decrease it with stricter laws. I commend all of you for a job well done, and I plead that the following be added to House Bill 2452. The establishment of a domestic violence perpetrator DVB registry for all DVP individuals, just as it is for the child abuse registry. If your bill cannot be amended to add the domestic violence preparatory registry for all DV perpetrators, I urge this House to initiate another House bill specifically to establish that. To protect myself, I cannot reveal my identity due to threats. And to the senators, it is also your responsibility to ensure that families are protected from domestic violence and that public laws are enacted. I thank you all for your hard work, and I look forward to your bill becoming a public law. So, I'm sorry. I know it's a weekend, and I know that there's other things that need to be addressed here. But I too know a lot of people who have suffered at the hands of a perpetrator, or even men who have been abused by women. And it's really sad to think that these individuals who maybe haven't been identified as having some narcissistic disorder, but to actually use digital platforms to cause more havoc and fear to the victim, to their partner, whoever. What's worse is when a community allows such activity. A couple weeks ago, there was a viral video that went out, and I believe this was outside of my precinct, of a gentleman, or an individual, I wouldn't say gentleman, but an individual beating on a woman in an alley. And while she was being beaten, somebody was taking a video, just documenting this behavior. I don't know whether or not the individual called the police or what, but how sick does a community need to be if you could not even take the opportunity, the time to stop, to intervene, to call? We are all responsible for each other. But we're not here to judge why people do it. We're here to have a healthier society. But when the society does not even do anything, that is a clear indicator that there is something wrong. Now I have to think about a time if I'm not going to be here, and I'm thinking of my daughters, I'm thinking of my son, and I'm looking around, and we all have daughters and sons. And if these bills and these legislations that are not updated to adjust and adapt with the given time, then all our children and all their children are going to suffer. And they're not going to have the protections they need. And if they don't have the protections they need, what will happen? They suffer from mental illness. And then what? What happens then? Suicide. That's all determined already. We have the statistics for all of that. So I urge, once again, I know that the JGO will be meeting at some point, and I'm going to ask for further deliberations with the councils to address and offer a substitute. But in the meantime, I ask the people, just say something. If you see this, say something. No one deserves to be beaten. No one. But we fail as a community if we continue to allow this behavior to happen without saying anything. So I urge my community, both men and women, children, if you see something that is not right, call the police, say something. Because we cannot afford another loss of life at the hands of an individual due to domestic violence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, colleagues. I'm so sorry to, talk about this during a time when we're trying to unify people and be happy because there's just so much going on, but I cannot not talk about this because it's happening. And we have to be cognizant of that because we cannot have an unhealthy community if we're preaching about doing all these great things. We need our community to be healthy, and doing that means standing up for each other, protecting each other, ensuring everybody's safety. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield my time.
Thank you, Floor Leader. The floor is still open for under miscellaneous. Recognize Representative Yu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was just reading the Governor's Communication 24-100, and I just want to prove a point. And I believe during the budget submittal, we had a lengthy discussion about 0 being a number. So if you look at the annual report, there is some zeros, and there is some expense that was incurred, and obviously a number was added to it. So point in being here is there is 0 is you can add a number to any 0. So just remember that. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Yumo. Especially when you add from precinct 1. No, I'm just kidding. Floor is still open under miscellaneous. Ready? All right, we'll move down to item number 18, announcements. Any announcements? Recognize Representative Aquino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy 3-day weekend. Most especially to the chairman and I would like to wish the great people of Precinct 2, the greatest village that's ever existed. Thank you, people of Precinct 2. Chairman Johnson and I love you. And Mr. Speaker, I also want to thank you for that recommendation you gave way back about a golf course. So we're trying to push for the Pachu Park to have miniature golf. So we're hoping that we're going to entice more people to come down to and live in election District 2, the best district. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Everyone have a good weekend.
Thank you, Representative Aquino. Top that, Precinct 4. Representative Joel Camacho.
I only have announcement. Just want to announce that we're gonna have a JGO in maybe a week or 2. So I'm kindly requesting the members to please not leave the island. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Camacho. Any further under announcements? Ready? All right, we'll now move down to adjournment, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I motion to adjourn, subject to the call of the chair. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for adjournment and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This session's hereby adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend.